is March 21st, 2021, lesson 141. So this is going to be the fourth review in A Course in Miracles. And what we are doing now is allowing ourselves to accept that our mind is now in unison with God's. Okay? At first we thought that separateness was real, right? That we are sinners, that, we hold this guilt against ourselves. And the illusion of not being able to be forgiven is so small in concept, okay? Because we have to realize what is the problem so we know what the solution is. The solution is that we're always whole at every single moment within ourselves. We just have to recognize that, which means that the world will show that to us, okay? Whether it's through our partner, whether it's through our vocation, our passion, whether it's through people, whether it's just through the environment. And for us to say that my mind holds only what I think with God, then you start to see, it's almost like NLP, right? We do this priming, right? We can anchor you with emotion, we can do hypnosis through the subconscious, and basically what you're doing is starting out your day with the intention that God is planning everything for you, okay? That you're doing the right thing, right place, right time, every single moment. So when we feel like we're, forgiven, we allow ourselves to express ourselves without limitation, okay? Because, again, we can do no wrong, and at this point, you really can't, because you're starting to understand those moments that life didn't allow you to do things right a certain way, because that's not what you're speaking by virtue, practicing what you preach, kind of thing. So life will show you, okay, this is something that you need to realize, that although you have this new power, this new understanding of yourself, there is some form of merit or moral behind your actions, okay? So the more we have experience, the more we experience ourselves, the more we learn about ourselves. You can't be greater than that which you have not experienced, and every single moment that you have an experience, it's unveiling itself to you to yourself. So when we look at review 141, we're looking at the two ideas of forgiveness is the key to happiness, okay? And forgiveness offers everything I want. So once we understand that my mind holds only what I think with God, then we are priming ourselves to understand what forgiveness is, right? So for the lesson, forgiveness holds everything I want. Forgiveness is the key to happiness, okay? So we realize the importance of forgiveness just in general, because again, it's just an illusion. It's like these phantom pillars that have been trying to hold you up for the longest time. And again, it's that ego mimicry where you're basically going through your head, and although you're not processing it very well in your body, right? So for you to get results, you have to go through your conscious, subconscious, and in your body, which is the conduit, which is the vehicle that gives you the results. So you have to go through that process, right? That's the paradigm shift. When you look at these moments, that it dissipates the smoking mirrors, right? Then you start to understand what the ego is. The ego has been that thing that has been so small, right? The small self, the humorous self that thinks that it has control, and it tries to act like a god, right? You can think about how it tries to mimic the omnipotence, omniscience, right? Omnipresence, everywhere, every time, right? But really, it's just an illusion. It's like this old wives' tale, or like a myth or a legend that we give life to by giving it energy, right? When that dissipates, when that releases, then you have no other choice but to be yourself, okay? Because the ego basically has no hold or reign over your decisions anymore. You're basically allowing it to kind of just go with the wind. Once you choose to see forgiveness as the key to happiness, and that it holds everything that you want, then every single time that you're looking at yourself in the mirror or just in general in life, then you see, yes, this makes more sense to me, because now I am allowing myself to really see things for what they were. At first, the interpretations of things were very limited, right? Because of the limited scope that you were seeing things. You saw things as like either higher or lower than you. There was a lot of comparison. There was a lot of discernment. There was a lot of prejudice. There was a lot of judgment, right? And for you to have an enlightened way of life, you have to have non-attachment, non-judgment, and non-resistance, okay? Once you do those three things, then you're allowed to actually be free, right? These chains that have been holding you down, that held you down, let's just say in the cave, now you're fully free to just walk the world and see things in the light. That's basically what you're doing. You got out of the cave, and then now you're seeing things in the light. You're seeing things from a different perspective, because again, you can't unlearn what you learned, right? Just like anything else, that's just part of evolution. And once you are seeing things for what they are, then you're starting to learn things for what they could be, okay? Which means that you're seeing things with its true potential, with the true energy of life, and you're meeting it halfway once again with yourself, because now life is asking you to always be present with yourself. It's always asking you, what is the meaning of life, with this newfound understanding of who you are, right? You can't go through life making the same decisions, because now you have a responsibility. It's almost like you birth a child in here, and you can't make the same, childish mistakes or decisions that you did before, because now you have a responsibility of life, of who you are in the world, and people will hold you according to that, whether you're aware of it or not. It's just something that is imposed out on the world because of who you are now.